We are where our viewers are. What we have started doing and will continue to do is to document our process. So I won an RCQ. You have an RCQ coming up this weekend.
You demolished an RCQ.
I demolished. Do the prep work, which we talked about in our videos. Like the entire thing is documenting exactly what I did. And this is another part of the prep process. Like the reason why we're here today is we're running a gauntlet. JJ, we're here.
Like, no.
We're here. We're the only ones here.
What happens at game stores when nobody's watching?
Exactly, when there's no tournaments. Yeah, so we're here at TC Rockets, and you want to kind of talk about what we're doing, what you have coming up this weekend?
Yeah, so Navigator friggin' ruined it for us by winning an RCQ. So now there's all this pressure to win. I liked it before when we were just aspiring to be great.
Yeah.
And then you suddenly became great. And now it's like, now there's like expectations.
Well, so it's funny here at, so Always Choose Violence, kind of our little brand we got going on. Our whole thing is that we are where all 10 of our viewers are.
Yeah.
Right. Including you and me.
Yeah, we count as two.
And yeah, so we are where our viewers are, and what we have started doing and will continue to do is kind of document our process. So I won an RCQ. You have an RCQ coming up this weekend.
You demolished an RCQ.
I demolished. Do the prep work, which we talked about in our videos. Like the entire thing is documenting exactly what I did. And this is another part of the prep process. Like the reason why we're here today is we're running a gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to kind of talk about what a gauntlet is, really?
Yeah, a gauntlet is just kind of our version of a gauntlet. Is we take the meta and we play it against a singular deck.
Yeah.
And a singular player.
Mm-hmm.
And we pressurize that environment, meaning sometimes we play game ones.
Yeah.
And then we play a whole bunch of game 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
We set up different scenarios. Like if, say, like the last time we did this, where we were playing Waste Not against, I was playing a Mulligan.
No, you were playing green.
Mono green.
Yeah.
And we got to a pressure point, which was the game 2 on the draw.
Mm-hmm.
And we played that game, which was miserable, over and over and over again. Until I started looking for things that could give me an edge in the game. So you pressurize the hard parts. If there's a pressure point, you poke it a little hard.
Constantly.
And you get to where you understand your good matchups, your bad matchups, and you know wiggle room. And then in your head, or we'll develop a sideboard that can, if there's cards available, sometimes there's just nothing available.
Yeah.
A sideboard that will help us deal with that game 2.
Exactly.
You know.
Now, this is a strategy for tournament preparation for any constructed format. We're prepping for the Pioneer season. So what we've done is like pretty much these are over here. JJ is the challenger. Yeah. Oh, it's actually in that one. JJ is the challenger, and this is the deck he is going to be piloting at the tournament. Exactly.
It's not the best deck, but it is.
It's your deck.
It's in contention for the best deck.
And the reason why we're doing it this way, again, we recognize that one of the considerations that we talked about in the video that I made even before the season, the first whiteboard video, was reps and sets with the deck.
Yes.
Because at least at this level, your mastery of a deck will take you to winning a tournament far more than just, playing whatever the best deck of the week is, right? You being really good at that deck is going to win you more games than, you playing Malia for once. And you learned that lesson, right? How was it?
Well, it wasn't horrible because I feel like I was making good decisions with the information I had. I feel like I was mulliganing pretty well.
Yeah.
But the first 2 games were miserable. So, because I I went up against 2 control. One straight control and then one that was pseudo control.
Which is the worst matchup for the deck you were piloting.
Matchups. And we drew both games.
Yeah.
And the way I drew them once was unintentional. I gained so much life that they couldn't kill me in the amount of round. And we ran the round drive. The second time it was 1,000% intentional because I was like, I just need to get out of reach of this guy, and I need to, because he didn't have the draw or the resources to get to where I could get without decking myself, which is the other part. But I intentionally just, I would have, if I could have been in a position to play a winning card at a certain time, I would have done that. But I knew the control had a grip of counter spells, a grip of answers that I could not respond to. So I just had to run out the clock.
Do you feel like your familiarity with the deck kind of prevented you from converting those draws into wins?
Well, it might have been my familiarity with the deck that made me make the decision. Like I understood what I had access to, and I didn't have access to anything that could prevent me from, like, the control decks just had to wait for me to try to cast something that they didn't like, and I only had like one of those things in the deck, like the Aetherflux Reservoir. There was only one in there, and as soon as they counter that, they're like, okay, I can just, if you try to get something from your graveyard, I can just counter that. Yeah. And there was just no way for me to overcome that and get to a win. So I think best in the straight control game, that was the best result I could have hoped. Was a draw. In the pseudo control game, which was that I was playing against this one was
Visit.
Yeah, it was not Transmore, it was Bring to Light, Give to Light. So it had a lot of resources that answered a lot of things that I had. And first game it wasn't even close. I did the Amalia thing and it was over. Yeah. Second game, they got a leg up. Yeah. And we just went back and forth trading shots. They would answer. After that, it was like, okay, I gotta get I can't get to the win. They're answering all the threats. So I just need to hit this high life total at least once. And I think it was like up to 140 life at one point. And then I just said, like, I just drew past turn. It was like, they're not going to be able to beat me.
And to be fair, that deck that you were piloting was the exact same list, the exact same deck. Yeah, exactly. Sleeves and everything that I won the RCQ with the week prior.
And it was the right deck. Like it is I could see it winning. Although the third game I played, where I had a draw, and I went to game 3, and where I could have, if I would have won, it would have given me like some sort of entry into the top. Yeah. But I went 0-2 on the third game against humans. Yeah. Orsov humans, because they had specific answers. Absolutely specific.
Against the best deck. Yeah.
They shut off Coco, they shut off Cord, they shut off
Return to the Ring.
Yeah, everything was off. And then they had they could respond to me even if I made my combo. They could give all their creatures indestructible and hold the fort down and not allow me to do anything. So it was just like my opponent played a great game. Yeah. And just answered everything as it came up. Sideboarded really well into the second game, and it was just like, it was well played.
And that's something that I think highlights local gameplay, is all the nuanced decisions. And what we're trying to do today is kind of flesh out all those nuanced decisions further. So again, we built a gauntlet, which is essentially JJ has the deck he's piloting at the RCQ this weekend. And between us, we have pretty much all of the main decks that represent the metagame. Yeah. And we are going to stress test him as a person. We're going to stress test his deck. We're going to stress test him as a pilot. And we're going to use it to inform things like sideboarding decisions, like play draw decisions, and as well as sequencing. So making a gauntlet I think is one of the most effective things you can do when you're playing tournament Magic. Because the best case scenario is you do enough of this, you get to game day, and then you sit across from a brand new pilot, a new player, like who will play differently than I do. But the matchup is something that's familiar to you. It's like, okay, I know, after 1 or 2 lands, maybe you'll be like, okay, I know what kind of line I need to take to win.
Yeah, and know when you need to hold up something, when you need to play it. What I've been doing in addition to this, preparation for this, was I went on MTGO, which is not a trash platform at all. And I've played mono green exclusively over and over again in different leagues and different games, and I just play it over and over again until I fleshed out every possible. And I was texting like, hey, what do you think about this as a sideboard card? And he's like, garbage, don't play that. What about this? Garbage. And then I play it and sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah.
I'm looking for things that answer the blind spots.
Yeah, exactly.
That don't impede on the win condition.
Exactly.
It's a hard one.
Exactly. And we'll talk more about like the results, I think, of this, and when I talk about exactly what I did to win it at an RCQ. Just kind of some of the preparations of how you analyze the deck itself. But the point of today, again, is build a gauntlet, represent the metagame. It's okay if these are proxies. This isn't a tournament, right? Yeah. Just go on to Mox Field, get a bunch of winning lists together, print them all out, throw them on top of lands and some sleeves, and play it out. Because I think that's the best, most effective way that you can prepare yourself to do well.
Yeah.
Remember, always choose violence.
Always choose violence.
Here at ACV MTG, we are where you are, and we want to get better as a community. So thanks so much for watching this video. Please leave us a comment with something you learned. Have you run a gauntlet yourself? If so, what format? Tell me something you picked up about your deck. Maybe it's a sideboard decision, maybe it's a sequencing thing, maybe it's making you pick another deck. Let us know. As always, subscribe to the channel for more lessons as JJ and I document our journey in competitive Magic, and share with a friend that could get some value. See you next time.